Over Scream, right? You want to say that for your horror podcast?
Yeah. I don't know how much of that they caught, but hey, if you're a fan of horror podcasts, ladies and gentlemen, and
Is
you
it
want
going
a
to be?
brand new one,
Do you want to do the horror podcast, or how do you want to do it?
I do. It's an interesting discussion because we are live now.
I didn't know we were live. Whoops. Hello,
but
everybody.
but yeah, I do want to do horror, like the cinema. I wanted to be a horror podcast, cinema with a SIN. Yeah. So guys, that's something that'll be on the way. If you're interested, subscribe so you don't miss that. Anyway, we're back with episode number 94 of My Cup of Tea. Evan, can you believe it? The 10th episode of The Last of Us.
Yeah, I'm very excited to talk about this one. This one came out a bit of a surprise. I didn't think we'll see it. We saw Joel and Ellie on the mountain, but we got a lot of.
They did it, Evan. They showed Seattle.
Yeah, they traveled to Seattle. It was great. A lot of farting along the way. I didn't think they actually showed that in the episode, but that was interesting from Joel.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I think I'm losing faith in the show.
Oh no, Neo, what have you done?
We've done toilet humor.
Oh boy!
Not my last was.
No,
so goddamn stupid. Favorite Joel line.
This is our first episode in literally 9 weeks.
Yeah, so that's well over 2 months.
Well over 2 months without a episode review. We're just gonna be talking about movie news, movie updates, comic book stuff, some fun stuff in between. I miss The Last of Us. It's great. We could talk real quick. I mean, Neil did tease there was a poster.
He did.
About season 2 on the way. And the poster did reveal a woman holding a hammer and
the poster says Abby is coming.
Did it say Abby is coming? Okay, I didn't want to spoil it. Okay, yeah. I was trying to tiptoe around it. I'm trying to pull it up.
We don't know what Abby does. They don't know what Abby does.
No, it didn't. Abby's not on it. It didn't say Abby's coming.
It says it.
No.
It says toward the bottom.
No.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen.
All right. We're talking about the same one, the hammer poster?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hold on. Open this.
Wait, let me see.
Watch it be like you looked at like Neil's and I looked at like Naughty Dog Central or something. Let me look at this.
Isn't this it? This is from Neil Druckmann.
Yeah.
The Last of Us.
Was the tweet caption I read Abby is coming? And was it posted by Naughty Dog Central?
I posted she is coming. Let me look at the comments here.
Hold on.
Oh boy. Yeah. Are you sharing it? Can people see it? Yeah, again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. God damn it! It was from Naughty Dog Central. Fuck.
Was it like what did it say on that one?
It's the poster is the exact same. It's just the caption is.
It's the caption. Okay.
Abby's coming.
Yeah, Abby's coming. Well, yeah, that's who.
That's also. It's not like a spoiler, really. I don't think like the character. I mean, she was marketed in the second game, wasn't she?
In the second trailer, not the first trailer, but the second trailer, she was. The story trailer that games do, just like Jedi Survivor had a story trailer today. Most games do like gameplay trailer, then do a story trailer, vice versa. But yeah, Last of Us tonight. This was, of course, yesterday. But season 2 was already on the way. Endure and Survive. Nathan, I'm kind of shocked that they posted this image. Because I've been saying I'll stop sharing. I've been saying for a minute now that I think season 2. Of course, we know season 2 is not going to cover the whole game. They even said it themselves. Season 2 is going to span multiple seasons. But, okay, full spoilers for The Last of Us. I'll wait 5 seconds. Full spoilers for The Last of Us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll wave my hands again when we get back. But, oh my gosh, my brother's screaming. I have no idea what's going on there. But, yeah, so Abby is the main character, the co-protagonist of Last of Us Part 2. She is the one that ends up killing Joel in the first hour of the game. And for him to use this scene of the campfire scene, which is a pivotal moment in the game when
Yeah.
Abby is taken in by the Seraphites, and her or no. Yeah. Abby is taken in by Seraphites. They break. I forget her name. They break one of the other girl's arms, but her brother comes in to save her. Why am I forgetting their names? Just Abby and Lev. Yeah, Lev's a good one. Lev's a boy. So Lev comes in and saves Abby and saves Lena, his sister, basically.
Yeah.
And then they leave. But it's an awesome scene. But she picks up as you saw in the poster, she picks up a hammer and just goes off on the Seraphite. Just great. This was one of the earlier scenes revealed in a trailer, or in one of the first scenes they revealed it for Last of Us Part 2 in general. We had no idea who it was. We're like, is this Ellie's mom? Is this Anna? No, it was not. But in general, it's a pivotal scene. If they're showing that for season 2, is that going to be in season 2? I don't think so. But that's way later in the game, right? That's when she encounters Lev and the Seraphite and all that stuff. I figure that's all season 3 stuff, but I have no idea how they're going to cut these episodes up. Is Joel? I'm starting to think more and more so that Joel is dying in season 2 and not as I thought in season 3.
If so, do you believe that'll be the cliffhanger finale?
I'm starting to believe you now. I'm starting to believe that. Yeah, you mentioned that last time we did a podcast that it was going to be a cliffhanger finale. I'm starting to believe you a little bit, maybe even earlier.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's hard to say. I mean, yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be either a cliffhanger finale or a cliffhanger premiere. And I think it's a cliffhanger finale. Yeah.
I don't know, because if you just end on the scene where like Joel gets knocked out and then the end, credits. that would be. Oh, you know what would be cool? Because initially I was about to say, well, maybe instead of them just leaving it like Joel's dead credits, they could like do Joel's dead, do the funeral, gear up Tommy and Ellie, ready to go, and then complete on Ellie and Dina riding horseback.
That would be a nice ending.
That would be good. But then my brain was like, oh, what if Joel gets shotgunned to the leg and then credits, and like, what's gonna happen to Joel?
No, that would be awful. They can't do that.
That's a little much, because as soon as you come back, it's like, oh, he's dead.
you gotta let the scene play out. Don't do a Walking Dead. Don't pull a Walking Dead there.
Don't pull what's his name?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking
or Glenn under the trash can.
Glenn under the trash can. That's what I was thinking.
That was even worse. We're like, what is happening here?
I was like, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't, would they? Because
and then wasn't it like very soon after?
Yeah, it was like it was like a mid-season break, I think. Either way, it was like a weeks later. We're like, we all know he's not dead, so why are we doing this? We're not 6, we're not 12. We know, we understand TV, we understand he's alive. And they did the biggest cop out, right? It's like he's under it, and then like they couldn't reach their arm out. It was so bad. It was it was awful. But sticking to this, I'm like, I think maybe because how do you do 9 episodes, or at least 9 episodes of unforeseen footage between Joel and Ellie? I think we get like where's the action in that? Where's the stakes in that? Like I guess there's like the 5 years between,
I mean, they could.
season 2, but.
I mean, they could definitely expand like dynamics. Like, they established the lookout book check-ins with the town to defend from any clickers in the area. Like reports of just like date and time, nothing. Date and time, 2 in the southwest cleared, and then we could just like send people on these individual rotations and build some character dynamics that way.
True, but like what, season 1's all about the loss of innocence, what you do for love. What's going to be the thing for season 2? It could be the consequences of love, because season 2 is going to be about Ellie discovering what happened to her and that Joel lied to her. That's going to be the biggest thing about season 2.
Yeah,
100%. But also, I've always talked about like part 2 is such a big game. They can't split. They have to split up into multiple seasons. What if they do what I'm saying, in a sense that like all this stuff before Joel even dies for season 2? I'm like, then that means season 3 is going to be like, if season 3 is going to be this part 2, then what I'm saying is like they should do a season 3 and a season 4 based on my theory, but that's not what
Yeah.
they're going to do. So I'm like, some part of Last of Us Part 2 outside of the Joel and Ellie flashbacks has to be in season 2 in order for there to just be 3 seasons. If they want to do 4 seasons, that's just different. But like I'm always thinking of a 3-season arc here. So
I almost feel like they might have to take all the flashback scenes and put them prior to the story instead of having them interjected in between.
but a lot of it works so much better because
it does, and even like a lot of season 1 here was like, you know, a lot of the cold opens were flashbacks. That was very strong impact.
So yeah, it's important like for the specific episode story, like the story of that specific episode, to do a cold open of a flashback between Joel and Ellie. That would work very well. But then so I'm going back and forth on it. If they want to do 3 seasons, then ending with Joel dying wouldn't make sense. Because then season 3 would have to do the backload of doing all of part 2 with the Ellie stuff, with the Abby stuff, all in season 3, which I don't think is happening.
What would you? How would you feel if season 2 ended with that conversation of Joel telling Ellie what happened?
I wouldn't like that because again, that's 9 episodes of blank space, in my opinion, that we don't know, that gamers don't even know. Because again, the biggest stuff, even if you compile all the flashbacks in part 2, there's the museum visit, there's the Ellie shooting the gun at Tommy, there's Ellie and Joel fighting the bloater, there's Ellie and Joel arriving in Jackson. That's about it, right? There's not a lot of stuff they can do flashback wise that can span 9 episodes. And I already know we're getting a lot of new material because I think they're going to expand on what happened in Jackson, but that's like for an episode or 2, not for 9. So I'm starting to think Joel might die halfway through season 2. And then Ellie do the big bulk of the workload because again, Joel might die halfway through season 2, but then they can still carry Pedro on based on flashbacks and everything in season 2 and season 3. Maybe even brand new flashbacks, like what we got with Bill, Frank, and Ellie. Bill, Frank, Joel, and Tess this season when they're just like at the not dinner table, just like they're on the patio outside, and just like Joel meeting Bill for the first time. Those are brand new stuff that we didn't see in the game, but it was great to see. So we're definitely gonna get stuff like that in season 2 of The Last of Us. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the more they tease Abby in these promotional materials, whether it's Neo, whether it's HBO, whether it's just fans in general, I'm like, I think Abby might be in season 2, which wasn't part of my early theories. Yeah, just something I was thinking about. Spoilers are over. We're done.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did. Something happened on my computer.
Are you good?
I don't know. I can't find you.
Can you see me?
No, I mean, I know I'm still in. I know you can see me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hit something. I think it looked like I hit like Control D or something, but like basically like my whole desktop swiped over. To then it's still my desktop. It's the exact same thing, but like now like my Chrome tab that was open, it's
you can't find the open Chrome tab.
Like it looks like you know, we just like ripped a new page, like a fresh new page. And it's odd because like obviously I'm still in here with you, but I can't. Like I even tried opening Chrome and going to StreamYard, and then it just doubled me up, and then it was like double laying your audio, and I was like, I can't say anything. So I don't know what the hell is happening.
So I'm in a tab. You just can't find the tab.
Yeah, I mean the whole open browser is gone, but it's open because I hear you.
Wow. So yeah, that's weird. It's not at the bottom of your computer, the top of your computer. You can't drag anything on the left or right.
Nothing. I have no idea what the hell that was.
Maybe you exit out. Maybe you. How do I think here? Is there a way you can close out the tab and then just hop back in?
I don't know.
We'll see. While you figure that out, I'll keep on going.
Sure. I'll still communicate with you. I just can't see you.
Okay, that's cool. So let's start off with Marvel because there's been some Marvel stuff. There was some big Marvel stuff that happened today, actually. We'll get to that at the end. Um, but based off our show notes here, there was a Mephisto special in the works. This is a rumor courtesy of uh, Jeff Snyder on the Hot Mic podcast. Um, he's got some stuff right, some stuff wrong. Take it as you will. Um, but we talked about Marvel rumors in the past, so this shouldn't be too surprising. So we had our Disney Plus special 2 years ago with the Werewolf by Night, or that was 1 year ago, right? Werewolf by Night.
Or the Guardians Holiday Special.
And then we had the Guardians Holiday Special, two big specials. Now there's a rumor, according to again a Hot Mic podcast by Jeff Snyder, that there's a third one in the books or a third one in the making, titled Mephisto, starring Mephisto. It's being filmed on the same set of the other Disney Plus series, Agatha: Coven of Chaos, which is currently filming as well right now. To add to that, Snyder also noted that Sacha Baron Cohen will be the one playing Mephisto. Sacha Baron Cohen was earlier fan casted and rumored to be playing Mephisto. This is another time that he is being rumored to play Mephisto. So this is interesting. Mephisto, not a holiday special, but it's a Mephisto Marvel special. Makes a lot of sense. I don't know where it'll fit in everything. There's always the three corners of the Marvel universe right now with since Phase 4 with the cosmic side, the street level side, and then your everyday side. So I think this might be affecting the whole Doctor Strange, Werewolf by Night sector of the Marvel universe. We know what they're building towards currently, the Kang multiversal war. I don't think Mephisto will have anything to do or contribute to that, but it is just in general a fun special to watch. And I think it will be an interesting one, especially given how much popularity he's grown since WandaVision, where he was rumored to be in there every single fucking episode. So it makes sense. He's a character that people have grappled onto, given what Wanda was going through in WandaVision, given what Doctor Strange was doing in Multiverse of Madness. Mephisto is one of those cosmic entities. He's a lot stronger than a Wanda or Doctor Strange, probably, because he's just a cosmic entity, similar to how Wanda got a lot of her powers from the Chaos entity. I forget his name right now. There's like these big cosmic entities, Mephisto, Dormammu, right? Like these are these big cosmic entities that Marvel is starting to tap into, which I think is very fun. I think we're in for a bit more cosmic entities in the third Doctor Strange movie, which is also rumored to be happening. Hell, Mephisto could tie into that. But Mephisto is an interesting character. He's devil-based, similar character to that, where he's like he lies, he cheats, manipulates people, but you never really know what he's thinking. So I'm very interested to see what they do end up, making the story based off of for Mephisto. But similar to Werewolf by Night, I think Mephisto's story, even if I'm not super into or super knowledgeable about Mephisto as a character, you'll be hard pressed not to be excited based off of just like the horror attributes that they could do with this character. Werewolf by Night was praised for being very unique and different. That's what you can do. That's what you can accomplish with these Marvel specials. You can get a lot of different types of direction, writing, and just tone that a lot of people are really craving for, especially within these recent Marvel movies where people are complaining about Quantumania not being anything really unique or new. Same thing with Thor, Love and Thunder, or other ones which have been maligned recently. Even though Nathan and I have had some fun with Thor, Love and Thunder, and we've had a little bit of fun with Quantumania, despite our complaints. What these Marvel specials can do is really bring something new and unique to the MCU. And I think Mephisto character really fits the bill for that. Really diving into the horror aspects. I would love to see, Michael Giacchino make a return. I think he did a phenomenal job in Werewolf by Night, really making it spooky, not really terrifying in a weird way. It wasn't really scary to watch, but it was spooky. It had some horror elements to it. It had some camp elements to it too. It was like one of those classic horror camp kind of specials or kinds of movies, TV shows in the early era, like in terms of like 1970s, 1980s, right? Even 90s horror. It's like it had that campy, funny, but still horror-like vibes to it, which I think was really cool. It fit the MCU for sure, but it also had its own unique tone and especially unique direction. There was some great work of shadows and textures that Michael Giacchino was really working with, and great action as well from Michael Giacchino. So, Giacchino's a busy person, scoring a lot of different movies. I don't even know what he's doing next. I don't know what he's doing next, but he's a busy composer. So he's probably busy in terms of Mephisto, especially right now. But I would like it if he turned out to be the one directing Mephisto. If this rumor holds true, again, this is still a big rumor. We don't know what's really going on here. But I hope it's true, because even though I'm not super knowledgeable about Mephisto, these specials have been fun. I mean, granted, I only watched one. Nathan and I still need to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy special. We're probably going to watch it. Probably going to do a commentary about that Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Definitely before Guardians 3 comes around, because I want to get that context for, Drax and Nebula and Mantis just before Volume 3 comes out. But yeah, that's Mephisto. Interesting Marvel special. Don't know really what's going to be coming or happening next with these Disney specials, but it's fun to think about. Another thing that just happened today was that Jordan Peele's next big movie is going to be arriving not in the summertime, like Nope, not in March or February, like Us and Get Out, but his next movie, Jordan Peele's next movie, sticking with that horror vibe from Mephisto, coming back around in December 25th, 2024. This is very interesting. A very quick turnaround, I think. Let me think here. Get Out came out in 2017. Won Best Original Screenplay. Us came out 2 years later, 2019. Oh, you're back. Your audio's still messed up. But I was talking about Jordan Peele's next movie, but I can go back to Mephisto here.
Cool.
Hello. Yeah, you sound good again.
I brought up the live stream on my phone just to try to keep up. I think definitely a good idea that we do leading up to Guardians 3. We do the holiday special. But also Mephisto. I'm not overly indulgent in Mephisto. I mean, he is like pretty canonically Marvel's devil in a sense.
Exactly.
They do whatever they want with Mephisto. That's just as long as we just keep him away from Peter Parker, I will be fine.
Oh yeah, I didn't even mention that. Yeah, the classic. What's it called? One More Day? Is that it?
One More Day, which they basically adapted much better in No Way Home. So we're good in that sense, just in terms of
exactly.
Giving up what you got.
Exactly. Well, yeah, they did it much more eloquently than One More Day. But
they didn't wait.
What?
Sorry, what?
No, I was gonna say for Mephisto, like if he's just gonna be by himself, or if he's not gonna be interacting with other characters, then like, what's the story gonna be? I'm not really sure, but I'm excited to see it, whatever they come up with.
Sure myself.
Hello.
No,
you're back.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was specifically tied to Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if it was specifically tied to Agatha.
Oh yeah. Oh, Agatha. That'll be interesting.
Because I believe rumor was saying that like they were going to be filming a special like on around that
Hello. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. They're going to be filming it around Covenant Chaos, so Agatha could show up. Hell, Wanda could even show up, right? Uh, because he's such a like despicable character, I wouldn't be surprised if Wanda shows up again. Redeems herself by defeating one of Mephisto's weird antics, rising above that. Um, that'd be kind of interesting. Or they could have Agatha do that as well. So you never really know. Yeah. That's about it, though. Okay. But yeah, we can move on to Jordan Peele's next movie. Oh, well, you're back. Yeah, I said we can move on to Jordan Peele's next movie.
Okay.
Which there's no title, there's no plot synopsis. I don't think so, unless you've seen something. But it just says like December 25th, 2024, which I was going through the release dates for his last movies. And that's pretty interesting because Nope was like the first big summer horror release, which is pretty big. A lot of horror movies do come out during the summertime. Like Conjuring was a big summer horror flick. I think Lights Out was a summer horror flick. But then Get Out and Us were earlier in the year. Get Out was February. Us was in March. But this one's coming out Christmas Day
March,
in 2024. So that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I would honestly love if it was set around Christmas.
Yeah, I would love that too.
I feel like that could be fun.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. I mean, because we could get like a Krampus style horror movie. That'd be really interesting, right? Like, like I just saw Krampus for the first time last year. Michael Dougherty's Krampus, which is really fun, campy, terrifying horror movie. So if they do that with Jordan Peele set during Christmas, what does he have to say there? What's like the big, thesis or theme? Because he always has one. No idea, but just
consumerism. I don't
know. Consumerism would be great. They could do like Black Friday style horror, like Black Friday, the craziness of Black Friday, consumerism with that. That'd be really cool.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. But yeah, in general. In bigger news, like next Christmas, that'll be the second weekend for Avatar 3. That's crazy. Like he's competing with Avatar 3 and Sonic 3 comes out, I think, during this December period as well. Let me look up the release date to be very sure of myself there, but I'm pretty sure it does come out. I know it comes out next December, but I just don't know the exact release date. Sonic is coming out the same day as Avatar 3, December 20th.
Wow.
So then December 25th, 5 days later, is going to be Jordan Peele's next movie. I mean, it's good counter programming because, the same people seeing Sonic aren't going to be the same people seeing, Jordan Peele's next movie, except me, like big movie fans are. Hell yeah, I'm seeing all three of these things.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a better lineup than fucking the fifth album of the Chipmunks against Force Awakens.
Exactly. And then Greatest Showman did very well against Last Jedi. So did Jumanji, the second Jumanji spinoff movie that did very well against Last Jedi. So kind of programming can do some good. Just what happened recently, right? Puss in Boots made $500 million, nearly $500 million going up against Avatar 2. It's had one of the best legs of any movie ever. It's like a 14.8 multiplier since opening weekend. It's crazy. I'm so happy for Puss in Boots. It did very well, and it's a fantastic movie. So here's hoping that, Jordan Peele's next movie can do very well. Whatever it's about. We'll see. But let's get into the what people call the meat and potatoes.
I
Wait,
knew
no,
it.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I actually no, I'll wait for Spider Verse. I'll wait for Spider Verse.
Oh. Okay.
I want to get your take on this whole Daredevil stuff, dude. Um,
Uh, uh, nah,
what?
no. Just the Daredevil stuff. Um. Well. Okay. So I'm a little less worried. Um. In regards to Karen and Foggy, I think it's odd that they're not in it to any capacity. At least that's what we heard. Like basically the story was like they weren't on the call sheet.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, how many call sheets are within a production of a show? Um, I don't really know how that works. I don't know if they have multiple, like depending on the scenes or.
But I think we would have learned by now if Karen and Foggy are in the actual full season, right? Especially after all these reports. Um, like, I mean, granted, it's going to be like an 18 episode season, right? Something along those lines.
Yes, 18.
So I'd just be shocked if Karen and Foggy aren't in it. But that's the direction it seems to be going in. The big news for people coming in. So Karen and Foggy are out, but Punisher, played by John Bernthal, is
John
in.
Barnthal.
That's the big rumor. Like,
Yeah.
big rumor. It hasn't been confirmed yet by anybody, but the big
What's
rumor is
confirmed?
based on like our sheets. Is it confirmed?
John confirmed it.
Oh, John did confirm. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
John
right.
confirmed it. He was posting about it.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
confirmed it, but the Karen and Foggy stuff are a bit like iffy. So yeah, I'm so happy to see John Bernthal back. He was fantastic in season 2. So yeah, I don't know about Karen and Foggy. That's heartbreaking if they're not going to be in the entire 8. How do you do 18 episodes without Karen and Foggy? Like, what's the back and forth?
And I can only imagine that would be if like Matt primarily isn't in New York, but I feel like he's going back.
I think it's confirmed he'd be like it's Hell's Kitchen. He has to be back.
Yeah, I mean, just doubt there'd be happenstance to like, yeah, Kingpin and Punisher are also out of New York. I don't think so, bud.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, it's so odd because Nelson and Murdoch and Paige, is such a important, it's not just like a functioning law firm. It's like it's what their friendship. It's built on their friendship. So
exactly,
it's a backbone. You definitely need them. Like so much of the dynamics of what makes Daredevil so strong and Matt's journey is his relationship with Karen and Foggy, and it's ultimately like what he fights for. Like especially like where we left off season 3, he was able to checkmate Kingpin by securing their protection.
Exactly. Like the heart of the series, season 1 through 3, came with his interactions with Foggy, his interactions with Karen. When he saves Karen in episode 1, it's fantastic. Like Foggy is the basis of like his whole college life or his whole friendship throughout all 3 seasons with Foggy. Are we gonna have just all brand new characters? And the things that makes it even more weird is that Vanessa from season 1 through 3 has also been recast.
Yeah,
she's now played by Sabrina Carpenter, as my notes say. Let me double check that.
Sabrina Carpenter, is that who that was?
Let me see. Vanessa recasting. Where does it say? Oh no, I was reading the wrong one.
I was about to say, like, Sabrina Carpenter is it's blonde.
Oh, I don't know what I was thinking of. But it says Ailette Zerer.
Which I feel like I've seen her in a few
wait,
things.
no, I'm wrong again. So wait, Ailette Zerer was replaced by let's see here, Sandrine Holt.
Right.
From Better Call Saul. I don't know who she plays in Better Call Saul.
I feel like I've seen her in a couple things. And I enjoy her. Like she's a good actress. I just like I don't know what happened if it was like a scheduling conflict maybe with the actress of Vanessa. I don't
Nah,
know.
fam, ain't no scheduling conflict.
All right.
What else is he doing, Nathan? Come on. So
yeah, it's Disney money, I guess. Yeah.
Sandrine Holt played Jimmy McGill's brother, Charlie's wife. No, not Charlie's wife. She played what's his name? Hamlin. What was his name? Howard. Howard's wife. Howard's wife was Sandrine Holt. I just looked her up from Better Call Saul. Pivotal role in that last season. Now, no spoilers, of course. But yeah, so she's going from playing Howard's wife to playing Kingpin's wife by playing Vanessa in Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah. Born Again, you say.
It seemed to be a lot of these. If they recast Karen and Foggy, fuck out of here.
No, right? You can't. It would be. It's so fucking weird if like you're keeping Charlie, Vincent, and John all together, but then you're like, no, yeah, the side characters, fuck them. Like, no.
Yeah, that would be. I'd be like, okay, cool. Have good luck for me not watching the show.
I mean, I'll watch fucking, but.
Nah, I'll be like, peace out. Like, I'll watch the first episode, and then I'm like, okay, whatever. But like,
I'll relay to you, I guess.
Thank you. Because like, there's no way. And just going back to it, if Karen and Foggy in general, they're not on the call sheet, they're not in the first couple episodes of season 1. Where did they go? Are they not going to be in this show at all? If they aren't, is it just going to be Daredevil writing solo? Or are we just going to have him? Because they did say it's going to be more lawyer based, right? Like,
yeah, it's weird if they just have him because we already did like the isolated Matt in the final season on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then that was like what was so beautiful about like the final shot of that season was like the Nelson Murdoch and Paige, attorneys at law, napkin, and them just finally finding common ground and friendship. It was beautiful, and it's like if we took so long to re-strengthen that and build it up, and you're just like you're not going to give it to me. Why the fuck would you show it to me if I can't have it? It's odd.
Yeah, I don't really get that.
I can only hope that maybe if this was the case of that's gonna happen, then hopefully Marvel will hear the outcry and be like, oh fuck, let's just fucking schedule some reshoots, get them in. Like,
I mean, it'll be a lot of big reshoots because they're already filming, so it means the scripts have to be, or at least for the first couple episodes, have to already been completed. Mm-hmm. Which is again why people are thinking Karen and Foggy aren't in it, because the first scripts are in, they're filming currently as we speak, and there's no Karen and Foggy on set. In fact, John Berthol's coming in, and there's no word on Karen and Foggy. So it's just looking very dire for Karen and Foggy. If you look at some set photos, you see Matt in his lawyer outfit talking to some new characters. I assume these are just like lawyer type-ish characters. Yeah. But it's just like, that's fine and all. He can do his job, but it's like, is he going solo? Are they going to mention Karen and Foggy? They have to, right? Because the third season ends with them doing their shit together.
Yeah,
they're a trio. So, and again, they're very much the heart of the series, and of course, the heart of your series can be your main character and Matt. That'd be fun. Of course, it's called Daredevil, sure, but it's also outside of his journey. We also like what he represents to the people around him. If there's no outlet for that, what's this show going to be about? Granted, it can still come out. It could still be very good. I don't know. I don't even know who the showrunner for Daredevil is yet. That's a sad thing for these Disney Plus shows. Like, people get so excited about the characters, but we don't even know who's like working behind it. Like, we know Jon Favreau's doing Mandalorian, right? We know Leslie Headland's doing Acolyte.
Yeah.
Like, for these shows, I'm like, who show ran Moon Knight? I mean, I mean, like I know
I don't know.
I know who was in charge of like WandaVision, Michael Waldron, right? Or
Yeah, we know who ran Miss Marvel.
Ms. Marvel, exactly. So it's like certain things I know because I'm passionate about it, but like I want to be passionate about Daredevil. I like that it's 18 episodes. I like that Daredevil's coming back. I like that Punisher's coming back. Kingpin's back. It's fun.
Yeah.
But then bring in the heroes. Bring in Karen. Bring in the especially because we know, at least based on a lot of rumors, that Jessica Jones is returning as well.
Oh, that was rumored. Yeah.
So
it's like all or nothing, man. Don't
hey,
don't pick
bring in
and
your like
choose.
don't bring in your big guns like, oh, let's bring in Jessica, let's bring in Punisher, let's bring in Vanessa and Kingpin. Okay, bring in Karen and Froggy. Those are central characters. And again, as a Daredevil fan, I've read a lot of comic books where Karen and Froggy aren't in the freaking series. Like there can be 20 issues in a row without a Karen or a Froggy. That's just how
Right.
comics work, right?
Yeah.
But in the context of TV shows, I just really would like to see Karen and Foggy back. It's a new dynamic and a new in the actual MCU.
Yeah.
So it's
But
a
I
bit
mean, just
disappointing.
to like drop in like brand new side characters, not have one OG side character from Matt's life. That's odd.
It's very odd. He's gonna talk about it. I don't know. It's weird.
I still don't believe that this is like reboot non-canon. I really wouldn't see the point if you're again bringing back so many people anyway.
Right? I can't buy that it's a full on reboot.
Because if it was, then it's like, then why do you have Jessica Jones coming in as well? That's a whole.
Yeah, why do you have Jessica Jones? Why do you have Kingpin and Matt being the same actors? If it's a full on reboot, it's like, and I get that's what Feige's probably thinking, right? He probably wants to separate himself as much as he can from Daredevil, but like,
I mean, you can evolve the characters into like more like comic booky, current full mainstream universe. But you can also keep their past.
I agree. Like we got that from Kingpin and Hawkeye, where he's like he felt a little bit different from his OG in terms of like strength, and he was a bit more comic booky, where he took a car to the chest or whatever.
Oh, you took arrows to the chest, but also it's been like many a year since season 3 came out, so I can see like a time changed the man.
Yeah, and given again, season 3 happened a while ago. Like I can see that like times have changed. There's been some progress from these characters off air, but like that doesn't mean he just ditched Foggy and Karen. Are they going to talk about Foggy and Karen? Are they going to talk about anything in season 1 through 3? My expectations are very low that they're going to mention anything from season 1 through 3. Because again, it's called Daredevil Born Again. They want this to be some kind of like reboot-ish, but also honoring the before.
Okay, so like we know like the storyline of Born Again was basically season 3 Daredevil already. So is the title is just like Spider-Man Homecoming? Symbolism?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I always thought it was. Because like they already did Born Again. The writers know that. Kevin Feige knows that. But just like Homecoming, we're starting off fresh. Born Again, we're starting off fresh. It's a fun title. Because there's no way they can do the actual storyline for Daredevil in season 1 of a brand new show. So, and yeah, this isn't called Daredevil season 4. So again, it's going to be a fresh new show. But hopefully that doesn't mean you're going to recast or take away the characters that we love. So it's a wait and see situation. We'll wait and see in 2024 next year. If it still comes out next year, there's been a lot of delays for these Marvel shows. We'll be lucky to get anything beyond Loki this year.
So I think I was hearing a rumor that Secret Invasion from the Scoopers, everybody, that it's maybe coming out in June.
That's in line with what we were thinking, right? Isn't Loki May?
I don't remember.
Loki doesn't even have a release date, does it?
If I'm aware of, I wouldn't be surprised if Loki was like set for the fall.
Loki has to be first, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
I thought Loki was first, given everything.
No, I thought Secret Invasion was always first. I thought it was always set for spring, and then Loki was So
You could be right now, but I feel like I've seen much more of Loki than maybe because we just came out of Quantumania.
well, yeah, we have all we have for season 2 of Loki is we have like not even a 30-second spot. We have like of a sizzle of all of Disney Plus. We have like a couple shots, and then we have the Quantum Mania and credit
Did we
scene.
get a Loki
We
season
have a
2
full
trailer?
trailer for Secret Invasion.
Did we get a Loki season 2 trailer? We didn't yet, right?
Not yet. Not
I can see my dreams.
what there was a D23, I think, had footage.
Yeah,
That's what it
I
was.
totally thought we had a Loki season 2. Yeah, I'm probably thinking of like what was revealed at D23. Yeah, with the with Sylvie on the
God,
chair.
was that the same like back in the same time of like Kang's You're an Avenger? Have I killed you before?
Probably.
Stuff. Jesus
But
Christ.
I have so many memories of like visualizing the trailer based on leaks and everything about Sylvie and the McDonald's and everything, and she's like, "What do you stop chasing me?" Anyways,
McDonald's. Oh shit.
spoiler alert.
Tie-ins, baby.
Kang in India, not Kang, Loki in India. So, yeah, I guess you're right. So, Secret Invasion is definitely first. Secret Invasion in June, Loki in fall, X-Men '97 tentatively still set for the fall as well, but that's about it. What If was delayed to next year. Spider-Man freshman year, whatever it's called.
It's in limbo.
It's in limbo now.
I'm sad.
So we don't know, but I like that these Marvel shows are taking a break. We were supposed to have Ironheart this year too. We were supposed to have Agatha at the end of this year, but Agatha's still filming. So yeah, there's just still a lot of like Marvel shows that are just getting pushed back as people are reevaluating stuff. Last thing on the MCU of it all came from today. I think I want to stick with the Marvel Cinematic Universe before we dive into Spider-Verse. But yeah, I can fit in this. Not much to say. Victoria Alonso, she's been with the MCU since its inception, since 2008, has been fired. She was in charge of a lot of the Marvel animation, visual effects, as well as a lot of the live action projects as well. If you watch any MCU movie at the credits, you'll see her name because she was involved in every single one of them.
Very familiar sounding.
She works head and head with toe to toe with Feige. But in general, she's known for VFX, good and bad. But in general, a lot of people coming out, bad stuff. From what we've been hearing, of course, we don't know the full story. Nobody knows the full story. Unlike people try to say, "Hey, this is why she got fired." Nobody knows exactly why. But people have been saying, because Bob Iger said recently when he got rehired, or when he came back, Bob Iger was going to make changes to Disney, streamlining stuff. We talked about that with the Hyperspace hype recently, where Iger wants to streamline stuff, slow down content, but also there will be consequences for people that have not been up to snuff, basically. And people are like, "Oh, is she one of the first consequences because of the recent run of the MCU, where it's like Eternals, Quantumania, Thor: Love and Thunder, diminishing returns. Wakanda Forever is exception there. So, yeah, mostly she's in charge of VFX. And Chris Lee on Twitter came out to say a lot of things about VFX. And there are certain things where he says, so many VFX sources have told me Victoria Alonso was singularly responsible for Marvel's toxic work environment. A kingmaker who rewarded unquestioning fealty with an avalanche of work, but who also maintained a blacklist that kept FX pros wild-eyed with fear. He goes on to say she had a crazy amount of power, bigfooting all major creative decisions on Marvel movies and television shows. But it wasn't just her. Kevin Feige and Victoria Alonso personally oversaw every single shot, all the visual effects work, which is usually the job of a director or showrunner, one tech told me. He then goes on to say, lastly, from another tech, they said the main one that everyone's quite scared of is Victoria Alonso. If she likes you, you're going to get work and you're going to move up in the industry. If you have pissed her off in any way, you're going to get frozen out. This is all from, again, Chris Lee. He is a Hollywood reporter at Vulture and New York Times or New York Magazine. Has a lot of sources in the VFX industry. So I would take this credible. I don't think he would be lying here at all. But just in general, yeah, Victoria Alonso is out. This will probably, if you're thinking like, how is this going to change the MCU? Story-wise, nothing.
This isn't like a good look though.
Not at all. No.
So, probably expect some Disney news dropping next couple days.
Yeah. That's how it works with Disney, right? Like bad news, but hey, here's a trailer, here's a poster, here's some good news.
There's rumor. There's a bunch of rumor going on right now. This is separate. I'm sorry. I'll get back on topic, but my sister's been messaging me today because there's heavy rumor going around about a green light of a Hunchback of Notre Dame live action remake with like full cast rumored. And somebody mocked up a poster. I'm like, that's not real. No one announced that. And but it's still just going around everywhere. And I'm just like,
I haven't seen that at all.
I know, right? Like none of our like discussing film and shit like that haven't been posted. So I'm like, what the fuck? What is? And my sister saw it like on multiple social media platforms. I'm like,
oh boy,
is this real? I don't know. Fucking, we'll see.
You still have to do the Russo Bros Hercules movie first.
Well, sure, but that's they can do more than one at a time.
It's different production games. Yeah, true. I'm just thinking about like why we're doing that now. It's like not coming soon.
The cast sounds promising though, if it's true.
Well, Austin Butler's in there or something.
No, what is it? I think like leading would be like Josh Gad as Quasimodo.
Oh,
God. But a cool one sounded cool was Peter Capaldi as Frollo. Sounds kind of cool.
That'd be perfect. Yeah, that's such fan casting.
It sounds so fan because
because
it sounds so fantastic. Because let me tell you who else was like potentially listed: fucking Gal Gadot and Chris Evans. I'm like, come on.
Oh, stop!
Come on now.
Gal Gadot is who? The Gypsy?
Probably.
Oh my god! The amount of vitriol that would create online if Gal Gadot plays a black person of color animated character. Like, they're not white in the movie. Like, come on, people. That would be awful if he plays. Oh, no.
Yeah. And granted, maybe they just kind of like autofilled the rest of the cast. I don't know. But I don't know. That's back on the Marvel VFX catastrophe. What we've known for a while, there's been many reports of like Marvel really like overworks their VFX artists.
Yeah, I'm sorry, real quick. You got me on the Hunchback thing. I googled this on Twitter.
No, Evan, this has been my dream live action remake for them to do. So
you have we talked about this, and I said they wouldn't do it because it's so not problematic, but it's just a lot of.
It's heavy.
It's heavy in terms of like culturally stuff. You have to get a lot of cultural stuff right there.
It's a biblical banger though.
With the whole gypsy endeavor, with the whole religious endeavor, but then on top of that, like the look of Hunchback, like it's interesting. But yeah, Josh Gad seemingly involved based on his own tweets. But actors talk about like I want to be involved anyways, like in a lot of stuff. And
sure, that's the biggest thing. Is like actor wants work.
Exactly right. But then there's a poster where somebody says the Hunchback of Notre Dame officially confirmed. The guy who is a top promoter on Twitch. You guys know this guy knows nothing. And it says 2025. Josh Gad.
2025. That's soon.
That's soon, right? So that's definitely not happening. All these people who have worked on literally other stuff. Sacha Baron Cohen. Where are they getting this from? Nothing. From nothing.
Sacha Baron Cohen is who for why? The fucking.
And then when somebody asked him, "Oh, who's playing Hunchback?" No idea.
I've assumed Josh Gad because he was top billed, which I wouldn't be. I don't think that's terrible casting.
Yeah, this is weird.
It is odd. I'm just like,
It's
I
not
read Chris Evans and I was like, so on the nose.
summer 2025. No, it's not happening.
No,
2025 is
don't even know what's happening with Hercules right now. I don't even know that cast.
2024 is, I assume, Snow White, and then
Yeah.
2025 it might be Hercules.
Still, like we still don't have a cast for Hercules, right?
Not at all.
Chris Pratt, baby.
Oh yeah.
Just kidding.
Sorry, that was very funny. But yeah, Victoria Alonso has been let go by Disney. What were you saying about VFX? Because VFX had been very much in the zeitgeist for a long time now.
Yeah, for problems. Very like overworked, I think like the earliest, it probably went a little further back, but like I feel like the most infamous early one we know of is like they had 3 weeks to do the climax of 2018's Black Panther, and they just kind of like I won't say like pawned it off, but like they just like hired overseas, just like, hey, do it real quick, come on, meet the deadline. I don't care if you have families. Oh no.
Overworked, unjust hours, pay not being great, and also
I remember like hearing like, it feels dramatic to say horror stories, but also it doesn't feel dramatic because this shit's tough. Person being like, it's impossible demands, but like you don't want to like say no because like you don't want to be bad blood with like the top people who run VFX,
Exactly. You gotta like struggle in this horrible work environment just to possibly succeed.
Yeah. I was also hearing like there's word right now like a lot of them are gonna potentially come together to go on strike, unionize, and honestly at this point they have enough in their arsenal of not arsenal, their what's it called,
workload.
No, the what you show people to like say like, hey, I did all this,
resume.
It's not the word I'm looking for, but basically, yeah, the show reel, I think.
The reels, yeah.
Reel, yeah. So at least like at this point, like they could just be like, yeah, okay, so we might not be in good grades with them, but anybody else would be like, hey, I worked with them, and I did this, and obviously they would pick the best stuff they have done, because other stuff can be rushed, which we've seen. But yeah, the whole overarching thing has always been a problem, and I think this news is important to continue to shed light and build up the case for better conditions for them.
I agree. I hope so. We talked about it with Willow yesterday, where writers are going to be like going on strike soon, given like a lot of things that's been going on. The writer's strike is very much happening soon. And yeah, I was just reading today about like you said, VFX production teams are also going to be like soon going on strike, unionizing, just moving away from the industry for a while because of the bad stuff that's been going on. So yeah, writers, VFX, production designers, like a lot of people in these like in the workforce in the Hollywood industry are really going to start like reevaluating what their experiences are and trying to really hopefully get some change going, because it needs to happen fast because it's not looking good. I forget where I was reading it, but like I read it as well, like where VFX people are VFX workers are really trying to like just change and not change, but just like move around based off of the toxic environment that's been happening recently. But also moving back to the Victoria Alonso part, people are like, "Oh, thank God she's leaving. Now VFX can be changed." This is a ploy, guys. So like she's not the singular person in charge of bad work experience at Disney, right? Like for VFX artists, like it's not like, hey, we'll remove her, VFX artists can be happy now. That's not how it works. Even in the tweet, X have said Kevin Feige and Victoria Alonso are directly involved in this stuff. They oversee stuff that should be overseen by other VFX artists or the directors or set showrunners, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know Feige's involved heavily, so we shouldn't be 100% blaming her and 0% blaming Feige. Feige, of course, deserves a lot of the blame. Feige is not some impenetrable god that we should say, "Oh, Feige, please save us." Oh, Feige would steer things around because Feige has been the one involved from the beginning as well. This is his world, his universe. Of course, he's going to be very much so responsible for bad VFX conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So Feige isn't getting any a pass from me. So this is definitely, but of course you can't fire Feige. Feige gets a lot of the blame. I don't want to, because a lot of people online are just like, "Oh, thank God, now Feige can fix things around." No, like Feige was directly involved in this as well. And
what was that fucking Eric Andre meme where like he shoots the guest? Who could have done this? Oh no.
exactly, it's the same. It's the same thing, right? Where it's just like, "Oh yeah,
Oh no.
it's Feige. Feige directly involved. Victoria Alonso is, of course, heavily involved because she's the boss of like the VFX stuff apparently. But another thing is like she's this happens in succession too, where it's like, oh, here's the scapegoat. We're gonna go after the biggest fish, right? She's like the biggest fish, but there's still a large amount of people, I would assume, or maybe even a select few, that are also responsible that just haven't been fired or aren't just big names like Victoria Alonso. So I still think there could be a lot of people in the VFX industry for Marvel or overseeing the VFX industry at Marvel / Disney that could be contributing to the toxic work environment. And again, their names just aren't Victoria Alonso. So getting Victoria Alonso out is seemingly a beneficial thing, given the information that we currently know. We don't know everything. She's had some good work done, of course. It's not like all she did was bad. She has some good work. But then just recently, especially with the VFX environments, stuff like that. So it hasn't been great. And I guess, again, this could be a beneficial thing. This could not. We'll see. But I just want to say, like, we can't just be singling her out and not be saying that there's other people also responsible. Feige deserves some blame. And again, there still could be some people at Marvel who also deserve the blame that we just don't know about. I think it just bears repeating because people like to just jump on one person.
Yeah, on the one hand, it's like I would like to hear a statement from Feige, but on the other hand,
Feige's not gonna...
on the other hand, it's like even if he did, how deep would he go truly? Because he is like, it's his brand, and he has to save face somehow.
It's his brand, and they were co-workers. So Nathan, if you and I were working together for a long time, and then you got fired, and an article comes out, oh, tech people hated you, they probably have a right to hate you, right? But I'm not going to come out and say working with Nathan has been terrible, and so I'm so happy that she's let go. Like, no.
Yeah, let's say I got fired from AMC theaters, and it came out that Jason Blum hates me. Let's get too real. I'm gonna damn myself if I do this. I'm gonna stop.
Where are you going with this? You got to give us a punchline.
That was the in joke. I shouldn't have.
What the hell?
There's deeper context. Everything's resolved. And just shut it down.
No.
Don't pay attention.
In general,
DM me for info.
Don't expect Feige or anybody at Marvel to comment on this because they don't need to.
Again, like a highly likely thing that we're gonna see is like some Disney property, maybe not Marvel directly because that seems odd. But some Disney thing I'm sure could drop to be like, hey, you guys like this, right?
Exactly. That's usually what happens. But yeah, so I think what we could see again is just a slowdown, which we've already been seeing, a slowdown of Marvel productions to compensate for this before they find somebody new. And that's all we can really expect. It's not like, oh, Victoria's gone. Every Marvel movie is going to look a lot better from here on out. No.
Yeah. I mean,
people have been complaining about Marvel VFX for over a decade, guys. This isn't just a 2020s pandemic thing. They've complained in 2018 with Black Panther. They complained with Spider-Man Homecoming. They complained with Age of Ultron, Civil War. They always
It never
complain
ends.
about Marvel VFX every single movie, every single time.
Well, I mean, at this point, I feel jaded hearing that about any CG thing ever.
Exactly.
But this whole story. I hopefully this is some step in the right direction.
Exactly. Yes.
Hopefully, things will start to improve. Like, whether it is working conditions and fair wages and
Yes.
everything, and just fucking get more hands on with HR or something. Like,
yeah, big things need to change. Like, fuck what the look of the movies are. We want changes internally with what the VFX artists and the workers and everybody in production is working with. Wages, hours, credibility. Like, these things need to happen. I don't care what Ant-Man, Quantumania, or what the future movies are going to look like. I want changes internally for people working on these projects.
yeah,
because people want to grow up working in VFX, right? Like, it's a cool job, it's an interesting job, and to have your dream crushed when you actually get there and just like, oh, I got to work 40-hour work or like 24 hours,
90-hour work weeks, maybe.
Yeah, like 90-hour work weeks. Yeah, thank you. It's like, come on, like it turns it to not be fun anymore. It turns to a sad, unfortunate experience for a lot of these people.
Yeah, you would be like that program you love to use that you had such passion in the past. You would look at it and probably have like visual like repulse after a certain time to be like, oh my god, I don't want to go back in there.
Exactly.
That's horrible. But yeah, I'm and there was also like a weird thing I was reading too in that news that like it came down to Feige and Victoria for like final say on the quality of the VFX shot, like not the director, which is so odd.
Yeah, I mentioned that in one of the tweets. Yeah, that is very odd. But we knew Feige has a lot to say, so
sure. But I mean, like, you figure it would just be like, yeah, okay, well, we're gonna do, a story path here. Please follow that. I wouldn't think it would be like, all right, yeah, oh well, we gotta toss this in, and that was also been like a big. There's a terrible instance happening right now in the filmmaking sphere of just, and this goes into overworking the VFX artists because a lot of times the way they craft their sets is like a lot of times they're surrounded by green screen and they don't have enough stylized framing allowance with the directors because they need to have like a shot that is easily manipulative if they have to change it late in the game, whether it's like, okay, well, we want to introduce this thing to set up later, so we pop it here, put a different background here and stuff like that, which is awful because when you're already on like a set plan, like we've completed these shots as VFX artists, and then suddenly they're like, hey, slap this in, change this location, incursion shit, all that, pop it in now, a month out. Oh fuck, pop it in. And I guess like that maybe that was their way of like working around them, not making it so stressful on the VFX artists because it's an easier shot to manipulate. But you shouldn't compromise their quality of their work that they're gonna put on their resume just so you can complete your product on time.
Agreed. It's not good. It's not great, and hopefully some change can happen.
The Quantumania suits weren't even real.
They weren't?
In Endgame, no. The white suits, they weren't real.
Oh, in Endgame. Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah. I said Quantumania, I just meant to say Quantum. But yeah, odd.
Very, very odd. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of the story 1 hour in. Sorry,
I thought I just ate that. I want the dessert.
Well,
I ate my veggies. 12 years of it.
Get ready for the cheesecake and pie of the stories of today.
What flavor pie?
Oh boy.
Spider.
Apple pie, the best pie.
That is the best pie. That's all. Unfortunately, the only pie I've ever had. I need to try other flavors.
You're joking, right?
No, I've only had apple pie.
You never had pumpkin pie before, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, I think I don't like pumpkin though.
What do you mean you don't like pumpkin?
I like pumpkin. There's so much shit you don't like. Don't fucking come at me.
True.
How dare you stand where he stood?
Can you be angry without using movie quotes?
Like I said, without using my hands. Like no.
But let's share the screen here as we talk about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse, my most anticipated movie of 2023.
More than Mission Impossible.
As soon as I said it, I'm like, okay, fine. It's tied. It's tied.
More than Babylon.
Spider-Verse, Dune, and Mission Impossible, they're all tied. Jesus Christ. A lot of great stuff happening. Let me share the screen here. Yeah, this one. Okay.
Yeah,
there we
like
go. Yeah, I never
all
saw
these guys.
So up first, we have brand new. This came out last Monday, I think, but brand new look at Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse coming out this June. One of the biggest summer movies. We have Wow, we have Miles.
Ooh, that's
Yeah, that's bad.
Peter behind him on
I'm
the
a
right.
fake fan. Miles went on top, but brand new characters at the bottom. So
Bombastic Bagman.
Bombastic Bagman. That's what it's called, really?
Yeah, but they've also manipulated the suit to not be too Fantastic Four because they don't have full licensing with Sony.
Exactly. I do know Spider-Man Unlimited on the right here.
Yeah, but it's the nanotech suit.
That's very cool. And then in the back right, that's Spider-Punk, I would assume.
I thought that was Spider-Man India.
Let me see. I think they mentioned it here. Spider-Pal, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man manga. Amazing Bagman, Spider-Man. Yeah, so Spider-Man manga, which is very cool.
Very nice. John Wick 4. How's he tie into
John Wick 4? So really, John Wick is going to be in this. No.
I would. Oh my god.
Here's a crazy, awesome shot of one of the main dimensions of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I think that might be
Indian dimension. I forget what it's called now.
I think so, yeah.
But it's definitely, this is definitely the Indian world. Miles, of course, Gwen, and the person swinging in there. I can't zoom in really. Don't know who that could be.
Probably Spider-Man India, maybe.
Oh, there it is. Mumbattan.
Yeah.
The Indian-inspired universe now play a key role in the movie. Yeah, it's very cool. But let's get into some story details. So let me get into the other.
Oh my god, your page was still loading. When you scrolled down, I read Neil Druckmann Last of Us. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay, let me share this other tab instead.
Boink.
There we go.
Whoa. There he is. There he is, Gary. It's the spot.
This one is very cool. So we see the spot in action in Mumbattan, fighting against Miles and Peter, but also one of the other major characters of the film, Spider-Man. Is his name Spider-Man India? What's his real name?
He has a more real name, but yeah, Spider-Man India is typically the go-to phrase.
I love his design. Very, very cool design, a la like Prince of Persia kind of stuff here.
I think we heard the actor who played Dupender in Deadpool is portraying him.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was one of our earlier episodes of T. We did mention that. Good for him.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. But okay, we actually have some stuff to talk about here as we get some quotes from the Miller and Lord and Miller here. So
Miller.
I want to say the Millers. So I'm like, they're not both called Millers, right?
We're the Millers.
Fun movie. So our contract with the audience is to bring them something they've never seen before. Blah, blah, blah.
But I've read it.
This is about Miles heading off into other universe instead of the first film was about bringing characters into Miles's dimension. We kind of already heard about this. So blah blah. Joaquim Dos Santos from Legend of Korra, Avatar: The Last Airbender fame, one of the major directors for this franchise or for this sequel. He says each world is a robust place. We've essentially made 5 films in one. There's Gwen's Herb 65 with its distinctive watercolor palette, the India-inspired universe, Mumbattan, Nueva York, the home of Oscar Isaac's Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. The punky New London, inspired by Daniel Kaluuya's Spider-Punk, plus a secretive fifth dimension that's being kept tightly under wraps.
Now, Evan,
Yes.
I don't know if we should spoiler warning, but I think I have an idea what the fifth world is.
Is it a spoiler or are you guessing?
Well, this is info based on a Funko Pop.
It's off of a Funko Pop. Okay, go ahead, spoiler it then. That's fine with me.
Okay, well, it's based off of the Vulture that we saw in the trailer.
Oh, I think I have that in one of these upcoming articles here. I can't find it.
Because it was specifically the Funko Pop was titled as Medieval Vulture. So that had my brain thinking like, ooh, are we going to go to 1602?
Oh.
I would love that. Neil Gaiman 1602.
That would be fun. Yeah, that's not a big spoiler. Yeah. 1602. Man, I would really like that because we talked about that.
In the puffy Shakespeare collar on Spider-Man.
Yeah, we talked about that in terms of like a what if episode, I think, in the past. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Earth 1602 would just be really fun in terms of like the colors and the vibe and the tone of that world. I really like that one.
Yeah. It would be interesting just based off of because I know we had like whenever I think about 1602, I think about like the whole Marvel universe. So, and I've seen Spidey there, but I don't recall seeing his rogues gallery in that time period. So that would be intriguing to see.
I can't recall either at this point. But yeah, Shamik Moore Miles says like this sense of escalation in the film's ambition is echoed by Miles Morales himself. Oh no, sorry. This is what he says. I will say that this story tops the first one. If the sky was the limit the last time, the sky is now the floor. We're stepping on it and looking at Jupiter. Big words. Big words. So yeah, I like the confirmation of these worlds that we're going to see. I'm very curious to see what New London looks like.
Yeah.
Spider-Punk seems to have a prominent role in the film. I can't wait to hear and see what he looks like. Maybe the next trailer. And I'm just excited to see more of Spider-Gwen's Earth 65. Reading Spider-Gwen's comic book, based off of just like the artistry there. I forget the artist that worked on her first run there, but like it was very distinctive. It was very cool, and you definitely got those like watercolor vibes to it. So I like that they're copying what they got from the comic book into the movie. And seeing Nueva York, we got a little bit of it in the first trailer. Same for Mumbattan.
Right.
It's very cool stuff. The visuals of this movie is going to be mind blowing. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay. And then lastly, let's see here. 5 new universes. Let's see here. We also got Love is in the Air. Let me share this tab. Okay. So we got multiple universes, multiple art styles, but Miles and Gwen are going to be the heart of this movie. From Amy Pascal herself, she says the movie is a love story between Miles and Gwen and Nathan. That is music to my ears. This is going to be
all I wanted.
All I wanted. It's literally all I want. I was like, I ended the first movie. I'm like, this is one of my favorite animated movies, one of my favorite movies of all time, Into the Spider-Verse. And I love Gwen. I love Miles. I love their relationship. I was like, if they go the romantic route, please, because I love these two characters in this movie. And for this movie to be a love story between Miles and Gwen, fuck yes. Superhero movies have been really just not really diving too deep into the romantic sense of these heroes. That's why I really love Spider-Man 2. And it's why I love a lot of my I just love romance in my movies when they're done right. That's why I'm excited for Guardians Volume 3 with the whole Gamora Peter Quill of all of that. So I love it when comic book superhero movies can actually dive into the romance. Don't shy away from it. Let it be the focus. And this movie's gonna be the focus. if their romance is going to be the focus, oh my god, I'm excited. I can't wait. I really love these two characters. And I like what they said, or Amy Pascal says, the danger with the sequel is going too big just for big sake. But all the bells and whistles are no good unless you care.
True.
What we're going to care about is a connection between Miles and Gwen. And one of the co-directors, Ken Powers, says it won't be easy, especially since Gwen's been hanging out with Daniel Kaluuya's Hobie Brown, aka Spider-Punk, in New London. There's jealousy there, says co-director Ken Powers. When Miles meets Gwen again, she's not wearing her ballet shoes. She's wearing Converse Chuck Taylors, which Spider-Punk gave her. Miles starts wondering, how close are these two?
Oh no!
I'm like,
my heart can't take that. I can't. Don't do any love triangle now.
I don't think we're gonna get any love triangle.
No, I'm sure it'll just be Miles' teen anxiety, which is
very normal for a teenager, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Hobie Brown's gonna be like, I love Gwen, you can't have her. No.
We got to kill him.
But I did. I gotta kill
him. He can't come out of that universe.
It'd be a shame if something happened to him.
It'd be a shame if he fell off that bridge there.
Big Ben. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh god.
No. It's the same time as the issue.
Yeah, I saw some comments under there like, "Oh my gosh, are we getting a love triangle in my Spider-Man movie?" No. I'm pretty sure. I'm fully confident in these directors. For a love triangle to be actually a love triangle, it'll have to be reciprocated by all three of these characters. I don't think that's the case. I think Gwen, based off what we know about Gwen, she really likes Miles. Yeah. Miles really likes her. I think it's gonna be Miles' growth, where he's like, and one of the things is about, of course, one of the main themes is like, this one's gonna be about how you wear the mask, how you come across as a hero. In this case, how you are as a Spider-Man hero. But I think one of those journeys for Miles, the personal journey, is like that relationship's gonna be like, how do you come across? Like, how are you going to be a hero? Like, what actions do you take to exemplify that you are a hero? And I think that's going to be molded in with like his romance with Gwen and what she sees in him that he might not see in himself. I think he might have some doubts because we talked about when we saw the first trailer. Maybe he didn't get invited to like that whole Spider Council that Spider-Man 1499 is conducting because of his earlier mistakes in the first movie, and he starts questioning himself. And we're like, no, dude, you got to be Miles. You are like his mom. Like his mom tells him, like, we have faith in you, Miles. You are a good hero.
My theory was that they were bringing in this, the sole Spider-Man from each world, and maybe they were like, well, that Spider-Man that world died. You're not him,
Ooh, good point. Yeah. Which again is gonna be leading to more doubts and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm very excited. Of course, they had to mention Everything Everywhere All at Once here as well. But again,
the only multiverse movie out there,
right? The only whatever. But again, they do say like it has to be focused on an emotional journey you feel in your heart. So I just love that they keep reiterating that throughout all these interviews about how it's going to be emotional. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. I couldn't find the other articles, but I'll just say it on the pod. They did mention like The Empire Strikes Back, how this is going to be a sequel that's better than the original, but it's also going to be very personal. People don't like Empire Strikes Back because it's so much bigger than A New Hope. It goes bigger and better. No,
so much bigger.
It doesn't.
No.
People like Empire because it's a personal journey for Luke. It's a personal journey for Han and Leia, and there's also romance. So
people also forget like how I think it's the funniest Star Wars.
It definitely is easily the funniest Star Wars. Next to Last Jedi. Like they're both very funny movies that can have dark places. And I think we're gonna get some dark places with Miguel's backstory. Like maybe something tragic happened to his family. I'm very excited to see what we get with Miguel. Miguel O'Hara. What else did they mention? There also the image of Vulture. Let me see if I can find it real quick for the audience. There was a cool Vulture versus Spider-Man we saw here. We did talk about Vulture versus Spider-Man. This was I think it was like earlier last year when they previewed Across the Spider-Verse at this event in Europe. There was a scene where Vulture fights against Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man 2099, and Spider-Woman that we haven't seen in any.
We got a glimpse in the teaser, one shot of she's
right.
She's like grinding the wheel of her bike into his face.
Great point. Yeah, you're right. We did see that. Let me see. Across the Spider-Verse. This Collider article. Let's see if you show it. There we do. Share screen. Share tab. There we go. This is from Empire Magazine. Still loading. Can you see it?
I see it.
Okay. Yeah. Spider-Man 2099. This seems to be in Spider-Gwen's universe, looking at the background there, right? It has like those magenta, purple, blue contrast in there. So again, I think this is definitely from that fight scene that's been previewed in the trailer and in previews where it's just like Spider-Woman, Spider-Gwen, and 2099 face off against this Vulture. Which again, like you said earlier, 1602 vibe. It also has some tech vibes as well. Very cool design. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just great design here. I'm excited to see all the action in this movie. I think the action's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Hopefully we get the next trailer sometime next month, I would assume. The movie comes out in June.
Yeah. So April. What's going on in April that'd be good to attach it to? Evil Dead.
No, there is a big animated movie coming out in April. Wink, wink.
Oh, there is?
Mario!
Oh, that's right. That's
right.
That's like in a week.
2 weeks. 3 weeks.
It's 2 weeks?
3 weeks. April 7th.
I got time. Well, then it's April 7th. Oh, it's open on a Wednesday, so I'm like, huh?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I got time. I'll take my nephew.
And then one of the last major things to talk about, James Gunn finally confirms he is indeed directing Superman Legacy.
I wonder who picked him.
Me too. What kind of idiot picked him? Yeah, that's crazy.
Not a talent a talented bone in his body.
Exactly. How dare he?
Him and his wife, for some reason.
Why do they keep casting her wife and everything?
Why do they have a problem with his wife?
Why are they attacking his wife? She's great.
She's great.
She was great in Peacemaker. We've only seen her literally in Peacemaker and in the end of Black Adam.
And Black Adam, Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, she's right. She's in Suicide Squad. Yeah, so she was first appearing, and then that's about it.
Yeah.
She might.
She's good.
She's good. And yeah, people complain for no reason these days. But yeah, we kind of theorized this might be the case when Steve said like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the one writing Superman Legacy." We're like, James doesn't usually write unless he's gonna be fully directing it. I can't even recall the last thing he wrote but didn't direct.
Not at all. Not this one. Because even like on the first Guardians, he had a co-writer, but he still directed.
He still wrote and still directed. Yeah, exactly. So this is good. He came out with the very heartwarming, very sad thread. Superman Legacy does come out on the day that his father passed away, so it's a very personal movie for James Gunn and his family. So I'm happy for him. I'm proud for him. I'm excited to see what he can bring to this franchise. Some people had their complaints. If you're not a fan of James Gunn and his directing, that's perfectly fair. I like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 a lot. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. It has a lot of heart to it. Not the biggest fan of Volume 2. I'm in the minority there. But Volume 2 also has a lot of heart, and everything I've seen from Volume 3 just looks very fantastic.
Oh yeah. So it's interesting. I was because it did appear. I think they'd said that their heavy influence would be All-Star Superman.
As you mentioned in the video, yeah.
And damn, it's intense, hearing James, talk about his father's passing, being the release date, because it's just so happened when I was looking up images from All Star Superman, the image I used for the thumbnail today is Clark at his father's grave,
Oh, right, yeah.
visiting it. So I think he's gonna hit all the bases of the the caring he has for his Earth parents. That would probably be like even more heavily than his Kryptonian parents.
Yeah, that's a great point. We're coming into this movie where we said this is early days of Superman, a la like Batman is, or Matt Reeves' Batman is like Batman year 2. I would assume the way James has been talking about it, like this is gonna be early days Superman. We already talked about for casting, they're looking for somebody late 20s, early 30s. So a young Superman, probably in his early days, trying to find himself as a hero. But because of that, I hope we can get a lot more focus on like the Kents, the passing of Jonathan Kent. So I would love to see that developed in this movie, because I think Zack Snyder did a great job with his Kryptonian side, and then seeing like his father again in BVS. That was a great scene on the top of the mountain there. But I want the death scene though. I still never really vibed with.
Sure. I think
So
it's a more powerful thing, and I think they ended up doing it in the original Christopher Reeve Superman. That I think having Jonathan Kent pass from like normal ailments, like even like a heart attack or something, as much of a superhero, and can't stop that. He can't save his father from that.
exactly, I agree.
He has no power in that situation.
That's why I love the OG Superman movie. 1970? What was it?
76.
76. I grew up watching that movie. I think my very first Superman movie was which one is the one where he goes around? That's Superman 2. Where he goes around the Earth.
It's the first one.
Superman 1. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
Save Lois.
That was my very first Superman movie. Now I remember being a kid being like, "Whoa! Like he can do that! Like this is awesome." And then like, my mom loved Superman 2. Like I grew up watching those two movies, Superman 1 and 2. It was like when I was in my 20s where I ever realized there was like a 3 and a 4.
Yeah. It's still like surprise. I still haven't checked out the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2.
I haven't either. Yeah, you're right. I haven't either. That could be a fun thing.
I really don't think I've done a proper sit down of any Superman past the first one.
Interesting.
I think I've seen the first Superman, and I've seen Henry Cavill's Superman stuff. I haven't even watched Superman Returns.
Wow, you didn't go to theaters like a kid like me?
2006. What was I saying?
How old were you? 4?
No, it's fucking 8, 7, maybe 6.
Yeah, I was
watching Revenge of the Sith. Thanks, the year prior.
You said that was 2006 for Superman Returns.
What was 2006? Didn't X-Men?
I'm terrible with
The Last Stand come out in 2006?
Sure,
I think so. Because 2007 was Spider-Man. I saw The Last Stand. I remember that was the year I lost my 2 front teeth.
Great. Somebody put you in the face?
No, they were loose, and my dad was trying to get them out and to distract me. He was like, "Oh, we're gonna have such a good time in the movie, son. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be so fun."
Jeez.
Yeah, we're gonna see Wolverine. So he's going, guys.
That's hilarious. But yeah, in general, I'm excited to see James Gunn direct Superman Legacy.
Yeah,
he's the right person for the job. It makes a lot of sense.
I was at a crossroads because at the one hand, I want to understand. I want to read Superman, All-Star Superman, so I can like get an understanding like what's the core story, what's the core thing here. But on the other hand, I'm always like, if I haven't read the storyline, I like to just like go in blind.
Well, I never think it's going to be bar for bar, right? I think All Star
Sure.
Superman is going to be the tone of what they're going for, not necessarily like the
That's-
story itself.
That's true. That's true.
I still want to read it too.
I still don't know who the villain's gonna be.
Me neither. Yeah.
Granted, I'm very like rusty on Superman villains outside of Lex and Brainiac and Doomsday.
Yeah, Lex, Brainiac, Doomsday, Zod,
Bizarro.
Bizarro. I think he could fight Batman in the second movie. That'll be very interesting.
Pattinson, baby.
I'm kidding. No, that won't happen. But yeah, just very cool, quick tidbit.
Although, to your point though, I will say, please give me World's Finest and have Superman, Batman in a movie together, and they're friends. They just are friends.
Down the line, that definitely has to happen. Yeah. It is 2025, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, 2025. It's like May. It's like summer, like June, something like that.
Same year as Hunchback.
So, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, this and the Batman Part 2 are 2025, and I assume
it's perfect, Evan.
And I assume 2026 is going to be the new Batman.
Brave and Bold.
Brave and the Bold, yeah.
Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah, Ben Affleck has come out in the past week, and he's like, I'm not directing any future DC movie. I'm good.
Yeah. I don't think it was malicious. I think,
Of course, yeah.
I just think, because... All right, let's address that. Because, people were like, oh, James Gunn lied. Like, they said Ben was looking for something to direct. He doesn't want any part of this bullshit. As if he'll still make the Batman.
Exactly.
But what I think happens,
talks with him.
Yeah, he had talks with him, and I'm sure there was more talks in between that statement and now.
Exactly.
And ultimately, what I think it just comes down to is like, I'm sure Ben heard about the interconnectivity of like how much they're building this world, and he's like, that's not for me, and that's fine.
Exactly.
It's not negative. It's just not his vibe.
Not his vibe. I heard Air is really, really good. Great dad movie.
Right. I really want to watch it.
I can't wait to watch it. My dad's like, oh, I want to watch that. I'm like, okay, cool.
I really need to watch more Ben. Fuck, have I seen anything Ben Affleck's directed? I don't know if I have.
Gone, Baby Gone.
He did that?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see it. I need to watch The Town, Argo.
Town is fantastic. Fantastic.
That's what I've heard.
Blake Lively is amazing. Jeremy Renner is fantastic. Oh my god, I love The Town. Argo, yeah, you said you haven't seen it.
Yeah. I haven't seen The Accounts or Live by Night.
Live by Night is him. The Accountant was from a different director. What's his name?
Okay.
The guy who did Warrior. Oh my god, favorite sports movie, Warrior.
Zack Snyder, I think his name is.
No, not Zack Snyder.
Dax.
It was Gavin O'Connor. That's who did The Accountant.
Is Accountant 2 still happening?
People always ask him. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's happening." No, it's not. I probably not.
When year did that come out? Like 2017?
Yeah, a while ago, dude. Oh my god.
Like he was still Batman when that was happening.
The Encounter was 2016.
That was his debut, Batman.
It's a good movie. It's a very, very. It had a $44 million budget. It made it $155 million. Pretty solid. Like,
isn't Anna Kendrick in that?
Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons, Ben Affleck.
Oh.
Surprise appearance by John Bernthal towards the end.
Really?
And
Isn't that how it goes with John Bernthal? Surprise appearance.
That's how it always works. So yeah, I would have loved Accountant too. No spoilers for what it could be about though. But yeah, Superman Legacy. Last tidbit here. There are a couple tidbits I want to talk about. Okay. I'm a huge fan of Twister from 1990. Was that 96? My birthday? Twister?
I think it was. I haven't seen it, but for some reason the release date stands out to me.
I always say it's my favorite movie released on my birth year. I probably go Twister than the first Mission Impossible. But anyways, Twister's great. Movie directed by John DeBont, starring Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt. When we first talked about this Twister movie happening, I was like, great. They're bringing in Lee Isaac Chung from Minari fame. He recently directed season 3, episode 3 of The Mandalorian, titled The Convert. Lee Isaac Chung's a great director all around. Recently, they brought aboard Daisy Edgar Jones to be our main character for this movie. Daisy Edgar Jones, very popular actress. She was in the Hulu series Normal People. I've seen her in Fresh on Hulu, starring herself and Winter Soldier himself, Sebastian Stan.
Oh, okay.
And
I remember seeing a trailer for that. I don't
Really?
think I've seen her act. I don't think I've watched anything she's been in.
I would recommend two things. I would recommend Fresh. It's the easiest thing. It's a
It's on
less
Hulu?
than 2-hour movie on Hulu. And Under the Banner of Heaven with Andrew Garfield.
I do want to watch it.
I think how many episodes? It's like 6-episode series.
That's also on Hulu?
Also on Hulu. It's a slow burn drama, but it's very, very good. Very good thriller.
I don't care how slow we're going, as long as I'm with Andrew.
Yeah, it's great, dude. She was also in the Taylor Swift movie.
Something about Andrew Garfield and religion that just hooks me.
You can't help it. Of course, she was also in the famous Normal People Hulu series, which I have not seen. The romantic series with Paul Mescal and herself. But I heard it's very good. But yeah, this is going to be her first foray into a big blockbuster. But what I want to talk about with you, Nathan, is that I thought this is going to be a sequel to Twister. She's going to play the daughter of Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton's character. She's going to follow the family legacy, chasing after those damn tornadoes.
Are they meteorologists in the first movie, or are they just
no, not at all. The running joke is like in the first movie, Bill Paxton's character quit being a tornado chaser to be a meteorologist, but I gotta stay out of the office. I gotta chase those tornadoes myself, and he gets the itch, and then of course,
it's like an itch.
It's like an itch. But then of course, he reunites with his ex Helen Hunt, and of course they
a rekindle story.
Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't you say so?
That's why I love it so much. The romance is great. It's beautiful. But apparently, according to Slash Film and the Hollywood Reporter, while this was previously said to be a follow-up to the 1996 blockbuster, it is now being described by studio execs as a new chapter. Not only that, but it might even be a full-blown reboot of the Twister franchise. I don't know why it's called franchise. There's only been one movie. I guess because there's a big amusement park in Universal Studios, which is a fun experience. Yeah,
really. They just turn the fans on high.
Yeah, it's like you walk in like this big barn studio room. Winds are high. You can see cows and stuff flying. It's really cool. Straight from the movie. But yeah, the new story is not a sequel, nor does it plan on bringing back any old characters. Twister famously cast Helen Hunt and the late great Bill Paxton as a pair of married storm chasers on the verge of divorcing, like I just explained. While it was previously reported that Hunt might reprise her role, given that this might be a reboot, she is now off the table. Instead, Daisy Edgar Jones is now in talks to star as a character who, by the sound of it, will have no direct connection to Joe, Helen Hunt's character, or anyone else in the original movie. And then they list her credits. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, this is what we have. I didn't even see this part. So THR is saying the movie titled as of right now called Twisters is about a former storm chaser who, after surviving a disastrous tornado encounter, now works a desk job. However, she will soon be forced to, you guessed it, go into the breach once more. So similarly, following the first Twister movie where Bill Paxton wants to be a meteorologist, goes to divorce Helen Hunt, but then gets roped back into it.
A requel?
So we'll see. it works. I mean, it could definitely work. I love Lee Isaac Chung. I love Daisy Edgar Jones. I can't wait to see who else is going to round up out this cast. But in general, yeah, they mentioned here in the article, Twister was known for its like crazy good VFX back in the day, making this whole podcast full circle here. So I would love for her, or I would love for this movie to have a lot of cool visual effects. A lot of big disaster movies don't have great visual effects these days, but hopefully they take the time with it, especially given the practicality of the first movie.
They're all made by Roland Emmerich.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Most of it. Don't pull a Moonfall on me.
I was gonna say, how's Moonfall look?
It's fine, but like, I trust Lee Isaac Chung to do this thing right. Craft a personal story. Like, we like Twister. The VFX are cool in Twister, but we come for like the Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton dynamic. That's the heart of the movie. So hopefully they cast somebody opposite Daisy, because I assume there's going to be a romance. There always is in these disaster movies. That's what I'm here for. I'm excited for Twister. We got a commentary because Twister is one of my favorite movies, Nathan. I would love to watch it with you.
I've always wanted to see it, so this will be good.
Last but not least, Barry Keoghan and Denzel Washington have joined Gladiator 2, Ridley Scott's next big movie.
Still haven't seen Gladiator.
I still have not seen Gladiator either.
Oh, fuck. Well,
I would say commentary, but the movie is apparently 3 hours long.
That's fine. I'm not scared.
I'm not scared either.
I'm not scared.
Have we done a nearly 3 hour commentary yet?
Oh, for sure.
What was our longest commentary that we've ever done?
Hold on.
Because I looked up Gladiator. It's like 2 hours and 55 minutes.
I hit 3 hours. But, that's just spare time.
Yeah, we've definitely hit 3 hours on a podcast before. We've done that for sure.
Sure. Let me go through the commentaries to see.
Yeah, you can do that while you're talking. So yeah, people are saying Denzel Washington could be in the cast now as a mentor to the main character played by Paul Mescal's character. So again, Paul Mescal is the lead of the new Gladiator sequel. Denzel Washington could be coming as an advisor. Barry Keoghan, from Eternals fame, from recently Oscar nominated in what was the movie The Donkey, Nathan?
The Banshees in Inisherin.
Thank you. Yeah, Barry Keoghan, Oscar nominated from Banshees of Inisherin. He was also in Killing of a Sacred Deer. I already mentioned Eternals. He's a very famous actor. He's been in a lot of things recently. Paul Mescal from After Sun, from the short series Normal People. Paul Mescal also Oscar nominated. So yeah.
Oh my god, fucking Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker almost touched 3 hours each.
Damn.
Last
Jedi is long.
Yeah, I'm still scrolling through, but I think the closest we gotten to almost 3 hours is we watched Avatar. So
we did. That was recently, dude. We did watch Avatar.
I think it was like 240.
Wow, that did not feel like 240.
I say.
Wow, you're right. So yeah, you're right. What's an extra 15 minutes tacked onto that? So yeah. I would love to do a Gladiator commentary then. I retake my statement. I retread my whatever it's called.
I forgot I did a double feature.
I'm tired.
I did a double feature commentary of Infinity War and Endgame with a friend. That stream was 6 hours.
Oh my god.
And I'll do it again.
Not with me. Yeah.
Damn it. I don't have anyone else, Evan. You're my only friend.
You're my only hope, Obi-Wan.
Carson laugh. But we're still friends with Carson.
We gotta get Carson back for the Bad Batch finale. I hope he's keeping up with it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I see him in the chat. I feel like he dragged his feet with The Last of Us. I don't know. Is he counted up on Mando? I don't know.
Probably not. Yeah,
I'll Mania, goddamn it.
I'll tweet at him tonight. But yeah, so what were we talking about? Gladiators. Yeah,
he hasn't seen the other Screams. I'm sorry.
He hasn't either. Yeah, no, that's a shame. We both have not seen Gladiator, but just the cast alone for Ridley Scott's next big movie, Barry Keoghan, Denzel Washington again, and Paul Mescal. 3 very talented actors. I think Barry's looked at as the villain. I don't know.
I
People say-
think.
what
Well, I think I heard Paul Mescal is playing
the main character.
Yeah, he's the nephew of Joaquin Phoenix's character, who was the villain.
Oh, Paul Mescal.
Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't hear that. I thought he was playing related to the main guy,
Gerard.
Gerard.
Not Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. He's not related to Russell Crowe?
No, I think he's the nephew of Joaquin Phoenix, what I heard.
You know what? We're doing this live, bitches. Let me look up some stuff about Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2.
Motherfucker's in his Fox News era.
Let's see. Everything we know about Gladiator 2. Actually, no, I think this is about... I think he was related to Maximus. Okay, wait, so... This might spoil... Well, I already know what happened to Gladiator. But anyways.
I don't.
So... You don't? Okay, I don't want to spoil anything.
Skim it, and then elaborate.
So,
Caught the music stopped when you stopped speaking. So, oh no. So silent.
Oh, you know. So I was gonna read the plot synopsis for Gladiator, not Gladiators. Whoops. So let's see here.
Gladiator.
Yeah, this is a terrible article by Collider. They don't tell me anything. It's coming out next November. Sure. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing here. Oh, wait, no. Okay. Paul Mescal will be playing an all-grown-up version of Lucius. Lucius from the first movie is somebody who admired Maximus.
Okay.
I guess we'll learn more about Lucius when we see the movie.
Is Maximus Russell Crowe's character?
Yes.
Okay, maybe he's breaking family ties.
Yeah, so I think in general, I think he is definitely related to Maximus Russell Crowe's character. Because that'd be interesting if he's related to like the Roman thrones or whatever.
Well, he still could be, and
He still could
inspired. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is some dead air.
Huh.
But in general, I'm excited to see where we go. If Barry is playing the villain, that'd be fun. Barry does have that antagonistic face to it.
Yeah. Even in Eternals, he had a moment where he was like, "All right, well, where are we the baddies?"
Yeah, he's like, "Fuck these guys." So yeah, I'm excited for Gladiator 2. Besides that, the Blade Runner 2099 show, which is a sequel to 2049, is moving forward at Amazon.
Lovely.
But as we say about all Amazon shows like Silk or whatever, we'll see it when it happens.
Sure.
Amazon's pipeline isn't.
They're gonna finish making The Boys before we get a new show.
Exactly. Amazon really focuses on like their hit shows, and even for their hit shows, like Invincible, is going to take a few years. So we'll see. But I just like that they are doing a Blade Runner live action sequel.
Yeah, as a series.
I thought this wasn't going to happen, but I totally forgot this was a thing until it just last week where it said, "Oh, there's a director attached now." So there's a director on board. Famously, there are a lot of anime spin-offs related to 2049. There's an animated prequel. Well, there's 2 to 3 animated prequels on Crunchyroll related to 2049 with the blackout and everything like that. But this is the first time they're going to do a live-action sequel for the Blade Runner universe as a series, which is very cool. I mean, there's also a Dune spin-off series on HBO Max based off of another Denis Villeneuve movie, Dune. So Denis really getting his TV work there. I don't think Denis has any focus and involvement on 2099, but it's cool.
Does Ridley Scott have any?
Probably. I think probably just in name only, though.
Sure. I'm sure he's more focused on Alien.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's overseeing Alien more so, I think. But yeah, either way, it's cool to see this universe explored more. I saw Blade Runner and 2049 this weekend again.
Oh yeah.
Jalen watched it, and I came in and watched a couple minutes of the original. And then I just watched all of 2049 on Saturday with him and his friend as well. Love those movies. They're perfect.
2049 is still the best looking film I've ever seen. Like I've gone on record many times to say, like, whatever frame you pause in that movie, I would gladly hang on my wall.
You're damn right. It's a painting in every frame. That's about it. We somehow managed to do 2 hours of content without Last of Us. Even we did mention Last of Us for the first 20 minutes.
Tarantino.
Oh, you're right. Tarantino.
Leave no stone unturned.
There we go. I shut off my phone and everything. There we go. Yeah. Tarantino's last movie. Quote unquote last movie.
Is he not doing that Star Trek anymore?
Probably not. If that was ever even a thing. It's called The Movie Critic, Nathan. And it's going to be set in 1970s, I believe, is what the rumors are saying. Let me see. Tarantino, Movie Critic. 10th and final movie as a filmmaker. I'll believe it when I see it, though.
Well, I can see this could be his last full feature, because I think he's still looking to release those J. Cahill Bounty Law shorts from the set of Once Upon a Time. He's no stranger to being like a guest director. Like he did one of the 3 storylines in Sin City, the first one, with Robert Rodriguez. I think he also did a bit of Death Proof, and I don't think those count as his main like core 10 when people recount them. So, I can see like where he is at his age. Obviously, he's set for life, him and his family. So he's probably at a point where like, okay, I'm done doing like the full blown stuff. So I'll, if I want to like make a little something, I'll make a little something. Although I want Kill Bill 3 still. But
you do?
I do.
Is there a story to tell there?
Oh, for sure. There was a big setup. Not big setup, but a thing you could wholeheartedly expand on is in the first movie. The first person she gets revenge on and kills, she kills right in front of her daughter. And a lot of people pitch the idea of her daughter growing up getting revenge on Uma Thurman's character.
That'd be great. You're right. I would like that. I totally forgot about that thread. That'd be interesting. But basically all we really know about the Movie Critic is that it's set in the 1970s with a female lead at its center and in Los Angeles.
Angeles Battery.
That's about it, though.
I wonder if like the premise is like if the female lead will be the critic in question, or if she'll be a leading lady facing criticism from the opposing dude.
That'd be interesting. Who's the lead going to be? It's going to be which girls in Hollywood is going to be? Margot Robbie, Ana de Armas.
Well, how many movies did Margot do with Quentin? Just one, right?
One, yeah, right. I think just Once Upon a Time
in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Los Angeles.
Ana de Armas. That's an interesting one.
I'm trying to think of like famous actresses that everybody goes to these days. Daisy Edgar Jones. I don't know.
What's her name? Maya Hawke.
Sweetie, Maya Hawke.
She was in Once Upon a Time, which I was surprised to find out.
Yeah, I didn't really recognize it either. But yeah, either way, Tarantino's last movie. That's great. We got a commentary of some of his movies someday because
I'd do the whole thing. Honestly, there is like I think at least half I haven't seen.
Oh wow, which ones haven't you seen off the top of your head? I haven't seen either. Like I haven't seen some of his early ones. Like
just thinking, I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs.
Wow.
I know. I think all I really know is that it's a movie like playing a heist, but we don't get to the heist. I think I heard. I haven't seen Jackie Brown.
I haven't seen that either. Yeah,
I haven't seen Glorious Bastards.
that's crazy. Yeah.
I know.
You seen Django?
I've not sat down to watch Django.
Oh boy.
And then what else he got? Because I got to count on hands. Because like I have seen Pulp Fiction. I've seen both Kill Bills. I've seen Hateful Eight. I've seen Once Upon a Time. That's 9. All right. Well, there you go. I'm missing 4.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen Jackie Brown either, but I would love to do like a step by step, like going through all his movies.
For sure. What's great about it is like they're not like super interconnected franchises, so we can just like, here's a Tarantino spot in between our franchise runs.
Exactly. I would love to see Inglourious Basterds, which is just fantastic. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's great. But yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well,
2 hours flat, baby. That's how we do it.
That's how we do it. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes. But Evan, where can they find you?
Are we ever going to get a under 1 hour stream from us, Nathan?
Under what? We got close on something, didn't we?
I don't think so.
I think close for us is 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's probably our closest. Yeah, it's like, oh, we're done. 90 minutes. That was so short.
I wish I could sort my things, the live streams, by runtime.
That'd be fun.
But alas.
You can find me on Twitter at HarrisEv9, playing Last of Us all the time online. If you want to play with me, be up on Twitter, and I have my PSN ID on my Twitter account. What else am I doing recently? I've been reading Haikyuu. I've been reading a lot of manga recently. I'm enjoying the hell out of spring break, just taking it easy, staying at home, doing my shit. What else am I doing these days? Reading comics, books, movies. Can't wait to see John Wick on this Friday or Saturday this weekend. Tomorrow, we have our John Wick 3 commentary. And if you missed our Hyperspace Hype episode yesterday about the Bad Batch, episode 13, and The Mandalorian, season 3, episode 3, check that out. We talked all about, Bad Batch, Mando, Willow as well. I mentioned my thoughts regarding the craziness of Willow last week. Please watch Willow, everybody. It's great on Disney+. And that's about it. Tomorrow, I'll also be talking about Last of Us on a different channel because Last of Us hype never stops.
Yeah.
Follow me again, HarrisCV9.
We did a Hyperspace episode that was hour 20.
We did.
Yeah, that was Mandalorian season 3 trailer. Jesus, and that was the racing episode of the Bad Batch this season.
Okay,
that was episode 83. We just did episode 89. About to turn over. Sorry.
I was gonna say we're gonna hit long episodes because we have Bad Batch and Mando to talk about. Maybe once Bad Batch ends at the end of March and we have those last 3 episodes of Mando, maybe it'll.
That's when shit goes down, Evan. That's when I'm gonna get Sabine. I don't know. Yeah.
I as soon as I said it, I'm like, but wait a second. The last 3 episodes of Mando usually gets very tense and Easter eggy. So we'll see.
We're gonna see 30 seconds of Gideon, and we're gonna be like, what does it mean? Anyway, you can find me at _TimeBlazer, making a show called Time Blazer with this guy right here, creative consultant Evan Harris. Really gotta consult you more creatively. I say that and then I'm like, I'm crafting all this shit on my own.
Oh man!
I just did a tweet the other day. Jalen liked it. Do you know how many villains I've made now, Evan, for this whole series?
12.
13.
Damn it, I was close.
Oh my god. Which is poignant because someone was tweeting about superhero movies don't have one-off villains anymore. Just like stopping a crime, just a random crime, and I was like, I feel like we need more diversity in this. In these villains. Need more spice. So I've grabbed more, and that's exciting. But yeah, if you're intrigued to see new looks about what's in said show, this animated time travel superhero series that I like to bill is quite human, quite personal. Please follow @_TimeBlazer on Twitter for all of those things, as well as all my social medias linked. Me and Evan's linked in the description below. And just as well, we did a full stream about all current releases and info about Time Blazer. So if you're intrigued about that and want a little insight before it's finally finished, animated, please check that out. That being said, if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss future installments of My Cup of Tea. I had to remember which one we were on. That being said, hope you have a great day. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.